Speaking about this experience here in residence, I have to say what I find particularly interesting is to try to work with students from a perspective that they have never explored. Italian students are very focused on a certain type of design, which is a very monumental, very stiff sometimes as well. And I think this is a very good occasion for them to learn new design methods and tools to explore potential for design. I have to say the experience here is based on the concept of visible-invisible. So what we're doing is exploring the notion of visibility and invisibility in daily things, in daily products. And we actually did a sort of a beginning of a workshop, a small experiment this morning, where we were asking to each of the students to enter in the room and to spot the less visible thing, the less visible object in the room. It was very interesting because then the student had to communicate the qualities of this object to the next student, and together we did this sort of first exploration on the concept of visibility and invisibility.
This global invisible and visible subject is quite interesting for me because as I'm very oriented into light, light is also something very immaterial that you cannot touch, but in the same time through light you can reveal or hide things. So all this question of materiality, immateriality, something you can touch or just feel are very important for me and for my work. So it's kind of feeding my personal work, and I can help students also with my sensibility. I'm quite young, I'm only 28 and I studied 6 years, so I was used to discuss and exchange with a lot of people of my age, so it's quite interesting to meet people from different countries that have different backgrounds, and also we are both designers, but we are not working in the same way, so this kind of dialogue is also very important.
The theme is visible, invisible, and I think this is really interesting because my work very often works with that theme to make something visible and invisible, or something that has an on and off state, and I think this transition is very nice. And I'm working together with Ferréol Babin and a group of students, and we've taken a very different approach, I think, and it's going to be interesting. The program is taking place in Residence du Parc, and this is an amazing space. It's very unusual to work in some place like this. So we've been sort of stuck in a large suite, but still it's one room that we're doing this sort of think tank. And it's challenging. Sometimes I want to run away, but I think it's very nice to have this sort of intense situation with essentially a bunch of strangers to try and think up an interesting project at the end of the day.
For this 9th edition of In Residence, with a group of students, we're having an open dialogue about a subject, visible and invisible, which I can closely relate to my own work. With the students, we're trying to question very mundane things and objects that we take for granted. I'm very excited to be part of this project, since it's also my first time to communicate and debate with the students. And it's a very free and nice atmosphere to have debates about important subjects. But what interests me the most is actually the part where visible becomes invisible and vice versa. And this is something we're trying to discuss with the students.
This is totally the area which I found very fascinating, because it is about the transition between the things we know and the things we don't know, and finding ways to visualize those ways. and that can be done in a lot of different ways. It can be done by materializing this invisible part, but I think it's the human urge to search for the part which we don't know. So I think that's where this whole topic is about, and which is very interesting to work on with students. Yeah.
I'm here now in residence workshop, where I'm working together with students to research the theme Invisible Visible, where we have a focus on creating some new ways of design process, and we are investigating the theme in order to create new solutions that can research the way that our contemporary life is existing. So the goal is to create solutions where there's a focus on the invisible and visible parts and how they work together. It's an honor to be here and to be taking part in this workshop, and I'm very happy, and I'm looking forward for the final result, and I think it's very interesting to affect the way the design discussion and the design process is developed. And I think this is a very good situation where you can work as a mentor for students, and you can create a very good environment for discussing new ways of design.